Hello and welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk about the experience in the last couple of days, and we are gonna look forward instead of looking backwards, since there has been a bunch of maybe not so popular hotfixes and quick fix or whatnot, but basically the quickest way of getting into Emerald Dream, some tips about routing, and yeah, if you want to degen a bit, you have to have an alliance human that is kind of like a toss-off. By toss-off I mean you play it to Renown 10 the first time around, propel the Renown for the other tunes that you want to main. If not, I don't see any issues with not doing it, only that the Renown will take a bit more pacing to it, and you can't kind of just degen it all at once. I did degen a bit, but not before learning the hard way, of course, because I was thinking, it doesn't matter the item level, it takes a bit longer in the beginning, so you can't just propel through the content. But I hadn't played mage in so long, and it's a one-time thing, and I'm gonna go through the route here. Maybe the biggest thing you want to be looking for in the beginning. You start off at Ancient Ancient Bow. At least you meet Cenarion. And you do the intro quest, and then you get to the middle Amir Drasil. And the first thing I would recommend you to do is why I'm on the top of this branch tree. You can see it right there. Yes, it's correct. We have new glyphs to collect. Just because you want this one, Second Wind. It's basically 3 vigor that you can use when you want to use them and how you want to use them. And they start recharging as soon as you use one. It's not like a 3 in 1 hit, but it helps you a lot. There we have this is number 2, which is, I open my map now so you can see me. It's in the beginning. You can basically pick this one up when you're doing the intro quest. So the intro quest is 1 chapter. This is the buff that you get when one of your tunes, you can see Dream Warden's reputation increased by 100 up to rank 10, which is extremely important to understand, that you get some kind of huge one-time use tokens from the main chapter quest line. You can only use 1 at, for instance, the current renown that I am at, for instance. I'm 2 of hitting 10, right? So I still have the buff, and you want to kind of use a token to just catapult you into renown. So when you use that token, which is 2.5, you get 5,250, I think, because the increase of Darkmoon Fair and the increase from, if you're a human on your main as well, then you get 20%, of course, so it's 5,500. But the increase is from base. It's not from the duplicate that you get from Renown. This is the map that will be meeting you when you start off in the Emerald Dream, and also this is the huge checklist. Props out to Tamas making this Dragonflight helper. If you're familiar with what we did in Season 1, this is basically just a checklist in terms of what you're supposed to do, and a lot of one-time things. But basically what is going to happen here, you're gonna come through this Ancient Bow. Right there. Wow, that was a thick one. Then you immediately have a sleeping chest, which is inside the inn. I call the treasures Unwaking Echo. I call them sleeping chests because you walk up to it, you press /sleep, you need to be dismounted to do it, and then they open and you get the reputation. But basically that's what you do, and I also told you to pick up the glyph, so you go to the left here. When you're going to the left, because of the intro quest takes you to the left, you pick up the glyph. But we get to the tree after the intro quest. It's kinda just straightforward, you just follow the steps of what to do, and then we kinda can split off a bit. And this is where I want to recommend the route that I did after doing this 5-6 times. We go down and this is basically the Dryad Garden, and also the Sleepy Search is here. I call him the Sleepy Druid. He's inside the cave. You do, I think it's 4 or 5 out of the Dryad's Garden first, and then you combine the first step of the Druid quest chain. You go a bit back and forth, then you complete both of them, and then you're back at the tree again. You are sent off to the west, to the owl. Is on top here. To not scare you off, you are asked to answer 100 questions. That's not happening. You're doing, I think, 3 or 4, then you start the question. So if you're down at the Sleepy Druid, you can pick up the sleeping chest, which is on this floating island. We are back at the tree. We go up north, continue with the main storyline now. I think it's Shalandris, maybe. I might be butchering this word. And this NPC, I should know because I've done it so many times now. And Lillian Voss is meeting us there. We do some back and forth running. You also meet Tyrande, which sends you into a firing cave. Sleeping chest here as well. You go a bit back and forth in this zone and area. While we are at the east side, we can go finish up the owl quest together with the, is it Aviana, I think, that meets us there. Back and forth here as well. You go down, you go up, you go a bit here, and you get a good slump of reputation at the end. You go into the herb garden, and then you meet a quest chain that takes you to say goodbye to a balding tree. The tree is a bit back and forth, and then we pick up the sleeping chest, which is here. Back on the main storyline, which is around this area. So basically, go up there to the side, then up here, then down to the main storyline quest, I mean. It brings us inside and the war front before the raid. You go a bit back and forth there as well. You have to go back to the main tree once and then back again. And that should be it for you. If you're catching up, you're doing World of Warcraft leveling session, or not leveling session, but the Renowned session this weekend, consider making a human if you want to. Also, world quests are popping, so make sure to have a world quest tracker like this, and then you can take the ones that have short amount of time on them, which would be this one for me, for instance. The helper indicates I have done everything but Eye of Ysera, questline, a past torch, dragon in hand. Both of the questlines and the chapters are coming in the upcoming weeks. My map looks like this for this guy. We did basically everything. If you do enjoy the content, I do tend to stream a lot. Right now I'm right off a banger of a 35-hour stream with some rerun, but I didn't sleep much from the launch. I'm about to go into doing my druid and maybe my mistweaver today. Sending more of them tunes just to have possibilities of playing more tunes and testing them out this season. Make sure to like and subscribe. As I said, if you enjoy the content, I'm streaming live on daily basis on twitch.tv/Juansari. And as always, catch you next time. Adios.